हेलो एंड गुड इवनिंग भाई। क्या हाल चाल, क्या चल रहा है सब लोगों का। मैं सुबह से रात तक यही सुनता रहता हूँ सर, तैयारी कैसे करें, ये कैसे करें, वो कैसे करें। तो यार हम लोग तो ऑब्वियसली बताते ही रहते हैं, बट देन यू नो दैट द रिजल्ट्स हैव स्टार्टेड कमिंग आउट एंड वी हैव plenty of our students who used a lot of strategies in order to make it to their dream bee schools। तो क्यों ना उन्हीं से सुन लिया जाए। तो आज हमारे साथ है मानस, हु इज गोइंग टू ज्वाइन IIM बैंगलोर। और बाकी सारा कुछ मानस से ही पूछेंगे। और आपके अगर कोई भी सवाल हो तो आप चैट में ड्रॉप करके बताते रहिएगा। और उसके बाद फिर बात करते रहेंगे हम। सो मानस, कैन यू क्विकली टेल मी अ लिटिल मोर अबाउट यू, विच सिटी यू आर फ्रॉम, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ स्कूल्स एंड कॉलेजेस यू वेंट टू। तो थोड़ा लोगों को एक अंदाजा मिलेगा यार अबाउट मानस एज अ पर्सन। नहीं तो अभी
Okay.
तो भगवान बना करके बैठा हूं मैं तेरे को।
Yeah, so I'm from Delhi and I've born and brought up in Delhi. I did my schooling from the Air Force School, was a bright student till 10th, then started preparing for JE, scored decent. I did my BTech in computer science from NSIT in Delhi. And
Fabulous.
after that, I have almost around 3 years of experience and I'm working in Morgan Stanley as a technologist. And I just put my papers yesterday. I'm
After
excited.
the confirmation here, huh?
Yes, yes.
And what is the plan for this in between time period between today and joining the college?
First of all, I live in Mumbai right now for the job.
Mhm.
I'll be going back to Delhi and basically chill and maybe we'll go out somewhere to the hills
Actually,
or somewhere.
a lot of people will tell you that you can do this and do that before joining college. Speaking from experience, don't listen to any of those people. For the rest of your life, you are not going to get a summer vacation. So make the most of it. Everything can else can obviously happen later. But then let's also move over to all the people who are here listening to you. Uh, so people typically ask me questions like, how did you prepare for CAT overall, individual sections? So maybe we can pick it up. So which section is the one that you are strongest at? Maybe we can start there.
Yeah, so I have been an avid reader and I always used to write in my school and college. So VRC, I thought was my strong suit. It was my banker, but with an asterisk because the paper setters know that, and there are always
True.
two options that are very close to each other. And it is the only section where you can attempt all of the questions and things can go very right and it did, but it can also go wrong as well as it did in some mocks.
True.
Otherwise, yeah, quant, I consider it as my stable income ground where I can get around stable amount of marks
Hmm.
because I had prepared for JE and all. So that was there. And
Right.
Rahul sir and Vineet sir obviously
Of
make
course
it
they do.
super interesting. And LRDI, I have made it to IIM Bangalore, but I still don't know. It is a wild card.
True.
Yeah.
I understand. So I'll just capture some of these things. I think Suraj, in fact, has asked this question about VARC में कैसे प्रिपरेशन किया, किस बात का ध्यान रखा। तो देखो, VARC फंडामेंटली स्किल है। आपको पता है क्लासेस में भी यही बात होती है। मानस ने एसेंशियली क्या बोला, यार जिंदगी में किताबें बहुत पढ़ी, लिखा बहुत। तो वो स्किल, बिकॉज ही वॉज ऑलरेडी कैरिंग दैट स्किल, तो थोड़ा कंफर्ट लेवल था। तो आप भी जितना स्किल बढ़ाएंगे उतना अच्छा। और उसके साथ साथ ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस में नहीं आना इज व्हाट आई गॉट फ्रॉम मानस, कि भाई उसके बाद भी गलतियां हो सकती हैं। बट स्पेसिफिकली प्रिपरेशन में जब आपने बोला VRC में, यार हमें पता है उसके बाद भी गलतियां हो सकती हैं, तो कौन सी ऐसी चीजें थी जिनको किया ताकि वो एक्सीडेंटल मिस्टेक्स की प्रोबेबिलिटी भी थोड़ी कम हो जाए। कोई स्पेसिफिक तरीका जिससे तुमने VRC में प्रिपरेशन को ट्रैक किया हो, एरर्स को टैब किया हो, एनीथिंग दैट यू unearthed that we can go ahead and then maybe share with others?
If someone is starting early, then I think reading newspapers is good. But when you're closer to the exam, I think you need to practice through mocks. That
Absolutely.
is the only way because the text is complex and you might take some time to understand it, but you need to amp up your speed. So that is what you need to do, and mocks are the best way to do it. And what I did was I did not study VARC much. I would just give 2 or 3 mocks a day. And
A
then I would
day.
analyze those
My
as in the sectional mocks.
Huh,
And then I
even
would,
then, I mean,
yeah.
sectionals too, three a day is truckload of questions.
That was because I
Excellent.
started late. I started around August, so that is what I did. And I enjoyed it. And sometimes I would think that, what is this question? How is this the answer? I cannot,
Hmm.
maybe it is wrong, but it's not. The examiner is always right. So you need to think from the perspective of the examiner, what they think the right answer would be. You need to keep what you think aside and just
Hmm.
keep practicing every day, and after some days you will get into that mindset that okay, this might be the right answer according to what I've seen. Yeah.
हाँ मतलब डेटिंग के जैसे है ना, you're dating a person. अब उसको जो फूल पसंद है वही लेके जाएंगे, अब खुद की पसंद का क्या करेंगे उसमें? सो
सही बात है।
एब्सोल्युटली यार। अच्छा, लोग जनरली बोलते हैं यार इंजीनियर्स क्वांट में अच्छे होते हैं, सो वाज दैट द केस विद यू?
I was comfortable in quant, but the thing was that comparing to JE, in JE accuracy matters a lot. In CAT also it matters, but
हम्म।
the time period, the quickness matters a lot in CAT. So
ओके।
I could get right around like 12, 11 or 12 questions, and it was my stable hunting ground. So I was
हम्म।
comfortable in quant. Of course, have not being studied. I've been working for 3 years almost, so I had to brush up. But yeah, it
And
was.
did you, since you shared that you were not very comfortable with DILR, is there a particular strategy that you used that helped you at least cope with these areas better?
Yes, I saw all of Gaurav sir's videos, and I practiced a lot. At the start, I didn't practice with time because
Mhm.
I thought that I should get the set right first, then we'll think about time. So I practiced a lot. Actually, we have a truckload of questions in physics wala only. They
अच्छा।
have these ace cats and all. There are many of them.
हम्म।
So you can give them timed also, but I would take those questions and I would untimed practice at first, and in the end, I obviously gave sectional mocks for that as well.
Fabulous. So overall, how many mocks did you end up writing?
Full mocks, I would say a lot. I would say around 20, 30, or even more than that, I think. Because
Okay.
I used to consider the mocks as, for example, your CAT 2024. There are three slots. So you
Hmm.
have three mocks which of
Mocks.
the utmost quality, that is the best quality. So till 2021, these were like 12 or 15 of these, and then physics walas, your ace cats and also a lot. Because I am a lazy person. So what happens is when you're practicing without a timer, you tend to just get wandered off somewhere.
हाँ,
So
ना ये
that is
लेजी
what
वाली चीज सुन के ना बहुत लोगों को सुकून मिलेगा भाई, मतलब मैं भी लेजी हूँ, ये एक क्वालिटी तो मैच कर रही है, हो जाएगा मेरा। बट
the
देन
timer
अभी
really helps.
यार, पर अभी तक तुमने जो बोला है ना वो लेजीनेस है नहीं ना, मतलब सोचो दिन में तीन तीन सेक्शन टेस्ट। बट आई थिंक दैट्स योर असेसमेंट, सो शायद उससे लगे तो। अच्छा, चित्रांश ना बीच में पूछ रहा है 10th 12th ग्रेजुएशन परसेंटेज प्रोफाइल, मतलब ये बहुत बहुत आता है हर एक चार्ट में ना, अपनी प्रोफाइल शेयर करके पूछते हैं। सो कैसा रहा 10th 12th
10th,
ग्रेजुएशन कैसे?
10th was 10 CGPA and 12th was 96%. And during graduation, I actually did not want to study further. I was like, बस यही हो जाए बहुत है.
हम्म।
So it was like 8.15, but
हाँ
change of heart
मतलब,
happened last year.
तो मतलब देख रहे हो यहाँ पे बहुत सारे लोग देख करके तो रहे हैं, क्या है मतलब जब बंदा ये सोचता है कि अब मुझे और नहीं पढ़ना, तब 8.1 सीजीपीए आता है। हाँ तो बट बहुत ही सही है यार, फैबुलस प्रोफाइल। और आई थिंक पर्टिकुलरली व्हेन इट कम्स टू IIM बैंगलोर, वो 3 साल का वर्क एक्सपीरियंस
Yes.
बहुत ऑब्वियसली हैंडी रहता ही है। वाज इट, अच्छा अगेन आई डोंट नो व्हाई काव्या इज आस्किंग दिस, बट डिड यू हैव सीबीएसई बोर्ड? हाँ,
Yes.
Air Force Delhi, so I at least could correlate it from there. तो इसके बाद में अच्छा, when you started preparing in August, were you very optimistic about your chances, and why did you start kind of late?
Because actually it's a funny story. So I live in Mumbai with my flatmates. So
Hmm.
three of my flatmates used to live together and we used to play PS all day. Then one of my flatmates left, he joined another company. So then I had a little bit of free time, and then I started thinking and then I started thinking about what next. And then I thought that, okay, the scope of tech, I am an engineer, basically software engineer. So I thought that the scope of tech is limited to what the business wants. So
Hmm.
why not join that upper echelon, join the business? And first I thought that maybe this is just a thought. Let's give some cat mock. I gave some 2010 ka cat because at that time it was easier just to check whether I can do it or not. So I got a decent score. So I thought, okay, let's go into this. Let's see what happens. And I think the thing that helped me a lot was the nothing to lose attitude, because I was happy with my job. I wasn't very anxious कि यार ये नहीं हुआ तो फिर क्या होगा. I was very settled. Even in my interviews, I was very settled. So I think that helped a lot.
Fabulous, yeah. That sounds really great. And after a while, how was your interview and how did you went on to prepare for that? If there are any pointers that you can share there?
My first interview was IIM Calcutta. So
Hmm.
I think that was a game changer in the sense that I was very nervous because it was my first interview, and they started grilling on current affairs, statistics, and current affairs was a little bit weak, I would agree. So it didn't go that well. But Bangalore was my last interview. So I had Lucknow, Kozhikode, Indore, everything. So in Bangalore, I was very chill. I had already seen all the types of questions that they would ask. Calcutta especially grilled a lot on why do you want to do MBA, कि बोर हो गए हो क्या जॉब से, दोस्त आगे निकल गए हैं, क्या हो गया
Hmm.
तुमको. तो
True.
those sort of questions. So I was well prepared in Bangalore. So I would say they mainly look for why MBA, you as a person. Then current affairs matters a lot, which is unexpected to the people I talk to, कि भाई ये यूपीएससी का इंटरव्यू चल रहा है क्या. I was like वो पूछ लेते हैं. And
But
also
किस
your
तरह का, if we dive a little deeper here,
Mhm.
what kind of areas, now that you've gone through multiple interviews, were there certain specific areas from which questions were repeatedly being asked? Could
Yes,
you guide them towards the right areas that you were more comfortable with? Can
exactly.
you
Yeah.
just play around
Mhm.
with that a bit?
Because interviews happen generally around Feb. So my first
Hmm.
interview was on 8th Feb. So budget had come out.
Budget, yes.
So budget was the hot topic. So you need to prepare like 5 to 10 points about the budget. No need to go broad. Just know two things or three things very well, because they'll go deep into that.
Very sound
And the
advice.
FTA deal had happened,
Hmm.
and Trump's tariffs, all of these things were happening at that time. So you need to know all of that.
So essentially things which were in news at the
Yes,
moment
yes,
and
yes.
were relatively big. And
Mhm.
apart from that, what kind of questions, if they ask those from you about your work experience?
Yes, they asked a lot about work experience, especially Bangalore. So
Hmm.
they started grilling me on neural networks, even though I'm not an AI engineer, but
Hmm.
since I'm from tech, that is expected. And also they'll pick up random subjects from your undergrad, which you have, because in engineering
Oh,
you do 40 subjects. You don't remember much. So that is what they do, but you don't need to fret about that.
so
You
this,
cannot know all.
was this academic bit a consistent pattern? As in, did they get into it over multiple interviews or
Lucknow
one-off
did,
interviews
Bangalore
maybe?
did,
Hmm.
and but generally they asked which is the subject you're most comfortable in. Yeah.
Because
So
most of the people after a significant, and 3 years is significant work experience, they don't really prepare for their work ex thing of or their academics thinking यार अब तो क्या ही पूछने वाला है.
yes, exactly.
हाँ, पर भाई
But
पूछ
they
सकते
do.
हैं तो इसलिए छोड़ करके नहीं जाना है. हाँ निहारिका, ये इस चीज की बातें हुई है शुरू में. सो व्हेन यू रीवॉच इट you'd probably get to know what Manas had to share about what you can do for each one of these sections. Do you by any chance have any gap year after your graduation and
No,
between
no,
your
no,
job? No.
no, no.
So Pradeep, I think that answers your concern as well. So अच्छा, अभी इंटरव्यू में हमने देखा कि यार करंट अफेयर्स के आ गए, वर्क एक्सपीरियंस से आया, एकेडमिक्स से आया, कुछ और पर्सनालिटी बेस्ड सवाल, कुछ स्ट्रेंथ वीकनेस, कोई और अनयूजुअल चीज जो
Yeah,
तुमने
yeah.
एंटिसिपेट नहीं की हो.
Yes. COE code was very unexpected. So they came in and they said, you have 2 minutes, prove that you are the best candidate. Now I had not expected it. I had
हम्म.
रट्टा मार रखा था नॉर्मल कि भाई यहीं से
हाँ.
हैं, ऐसा है वैसा है. And I was taken aback, and then they asked me to calculate the opportunity cost of doing an MBA. And then they
हम्म.
said कि then I calculated कि 4 or 5 years में I will be back to where I started. Then they said कि doesn't executive MBA make more sense for you? They started convincing क्यों कर रहे हो? They went into my team that I work for Morgan Stanley. Like, what do they do? And they started saying that, okay, you're not doing anything significant and stuff like that. And it was a very grilling interview. And
I,
also, you need to know about the college, because they
true.
asked me what are the courses that are there
Hmm.
in Kozhikode. And I was blank. I had not prepared specifically for it. So you need to prepare specifically for the college that you're going into as well.
Absolutely. So a lot of learning there, yeah. Any other interview questions that come to your mind? So I know that there are times when so you were asked to calculate even the opportunity cost, which is something that I've seen happening, but not very often. And yeah, all these things about you are not doing anything significant is something that we have also done as interviewers, because
Mhm.
there are times when you want to get a peep into a person who's very well prepared and you want to see the true personality, so you do put them under a bit of a stress. But any other nice little questions that you are able to recall off the cuff at the moment?
In Shillong, what they did was they asked me a guesstimate, like
Hmm.
tell me the number of people that are from abroad, from not from abroad, from outside Mumbai that are working in Mumbai. So guesstimates I again hadn't prepared. But once there were two or three panelists, the trend was that one of you will grill you, and one or the other would ask you questions that you might know. So in the end, you go out with a mixed feeling like यार ठीक गया कि
Yeah.
नहीं गया पता नहीं.
Any case questions, situation based questions that you encountered?
Case questions, no, but Shillong does have a GD. And
Hmm.
actually, in the GD was about physics wala, the
Okay.
IPO and all. Yeah. So
We
then
were
I'm,
also big news then, yes.
yeah, so then I actually made the point that I have done my coaching from physics wala, and also
Hmm.
that helped me in an unexpected
True.
way.
So Anshu has a very specific question. Huh? How much time did one interview take for you? So on an average, how much
Around
time did,
15-20 minutes.
which is par for the course. So
Wasn't
no
long.
unusually long or short
No,
interview
no,
for
no.
you. Okay.
Yeah.
And so now that you've prepared, when you look back, if you were to prepare again, are there things that you would do differently that you learned through this round?
Um, Now I would say that current affairs, because there are people who read newspapers consistently,
Hmm.
but most people don't. So, for example, in Calcutta, they asked me about one nation, one election, which is not a hot topic right now, but
Absolutely.
it
Not
has
at all hot
been.
topic.
But since I did not read any newspapers, I was like, I don't know much about it. So, over a period of time, since January, the calls start coming. So from then on, I would start reading more about current affairs so that I come across as a aware citizen and not
Right.
as.
Here is my hack for people who do not read newspapers but need these things for interviews. So you see you've seen these annual compendiums of GK. Huh? You get these yearbooks, huh? CSR
Mhm.
yearbook, Manorama yearbook kinds. They
Mhm.
are they are targeted more towards written exams. But there's this one publishing house which publishes this book called Current Affairs and Backgrounders. So it tells you everything that happened over the course of last year, but then it also gives you a 2, 3, 4 page summary of every issue. So, for
Mhm.
instance, in this year, when they publish the next one, they will talk about obviously Israel Palestine, but they'd also have a 6 page summary about the history of that conflict and how everything began. So that's a cheat code for people who are probably not who are short on time but need to know these things, and you will need these things during campus placements. So maybe you can also pick up the relevant edition then.
Yeah.
It will come into picture then, and then there are people. So we were talking about, so current affairs is one thing that you think you would do differently, you would be a little more regular with it. What else? Would you
Um,
start sooner?
Yes, I would definitely start sooner. Don't wait for the calls to come in because you will get some calls. So
Huh.
be prepared for it. And
Obvious.
WorkX, I would not WorkX, WorkX went fine. The undergrad, I would prepare two or three subjects in depth because right now I prepared just one, and engineering में क्या होता है ना, there are 5 units and
हाँ हाँ,
very
अरे
long.
बहुत
तो
बहुत
लास्ट का
बिल्कुल।
बंदा छोड़ ही देता है, like हाँ ठीक है
हाँ।
इसको देख लेंगे. The questions came from there also. So you can never tell what they'll leave out. So the
राइट।
thing know it in depth is what I would.
अच्छा, और कैट प्रिपरेशन में भी ऐसा लगता है क्या कि अगर थोड़ा और पहले शुरू करते हैं, हालांकि अब तो चलो बैंगलोर हो गया, बहुत ही अच्छा है। हाँ। बट तुम्हें लगता है कि तुमने आसपास शायद कुछ और लोगों को प्रिपेयर करते देखा हो कि थोड़ा सेफ्टी नेट ज्यादा बड़ा लेके चलना चाहिए, या कम से
Yes,
कम
I
कुछ
think
महीने और देने
starting
चाहिए?
early is the best, I would say, especially if you're weak in VARC, then
हम्म।
you need to start early, and LRDI as well. Quant, I've seen people cope up, people from engineering and commerce background. you need to know your strength if you're good in VRC, but starting early is always going to be helpful. So
सूरज,
everyone
हाँ।
watching, do start now.
आई नो। सो सूरज है, एक स्टूडेंट है हमारे, सूरज। उसने एक बड़ा क्वेश्चन पूछा, मेरे ख्याल से वो ही इज प्रॉब्ली गोइंग थ्रू इट नाउ। बहुत सारे एक्सक्लेमेशन मार्क है उसमें, कम से कम 15। ये लाइक, हाउ डू यू डील विद डीमोटिवेशन? सो कभी तुम्हारे साथ ऐसा हुआ, मतलब तुम्हारे प्रिपरेशन में, कि स्कोर अच्छा नहीं आया किसी मॉक में, किसी टेस्ट में, और तुमको लगा अब हो गया, ऐसा? डिड यू हिट दैट वॉल?
ऐसा होता है because when you I said that I thought that VRC was my banker, so I gave one of the ace cats, and in that I attempted all of my VRC. I was like, यार बहुत बढ़िया गया. Then I got a 26, and then your ego gets shattered. यार ये कैसे हो गया? And then I was like कि अब तो I will read all of these newspapers and all, but that is not that what I did. I gave another mock then
ओके।
and there. I don't think this is the best strategy,
हाँ।
but
नहीं नहीं यार, वो बहुत स्ट्रेटजीज हैं, हम अभी जानना चाहते हैं यार, तुमने किस तरह के स्ट्रेटजीज यूज किए,
so
ताकि एक तो ऊपर, एक तो नेट एक्सपैंड हो, हमें पता चले और क्या क्या कर सकते हैं और क्या क्या काम कर सकता है ना। सो लेट्स सी। तो
and
ऐसा कोई हार्डकोर ऐसा डिमोटिवेशन नहीं, और मुझे लगता है जहां आया भी, वो एक पर्सनालिटी भी होती है ना हर एक की। सो प्रोबेबली योर इंस्टिंक्ट वाज ऐसा कैसे, एंड दैट मोटिवेट्स यू टू डू इनफैक्ट हार्डर। तो वो भी। और कभी कभी ऐसा हुआ कि यार वो ये काम के साथ इतना पढ़ना अड़ना, वो कैसे, हाउ कुड यू मैनेज ऑल दैट टाइम,
yeah,
बिकॉज
that
इट्स
happens
अनदर बिग
because
प्रॉब्लम।
sometimes there are deadlines and you have to meet them and you cannot मतलब उसको साइड नहीं रख सकते. That is your current work, that is what you have now.
एब्सोल्युटली।
तो वो होता था, बट आई वुड से दैट इफ यू आर थिंकिंग अलोंग दोज लाइंस कि यार मैं ना 5 दिन आई विल वर्क एंड सैटरडे संडे में 8-8 घंटे लगा दूंगा, दैट डजेंट हैपन एंड दैट इज नॉट व्हाट यू शुड एम फॉर. आई थिंक यू शुड, इवन इफ यू गिव 1 hour डेली, जस्ट शो अप डेली कि नहीं हो पा रहा कोई कॉन्सेप्ट, नहीं जस्ट डू सम मॉक लाइक
सो
सेक्शनल और डू
मतलब
सॉल्व.
टिपिकली ऑफिस में कम्यूट मिला के कितना टाइम चला जाता था ड्यूरिंग द वीकडेज?
Office hours were like they were flexible but 11 to 8 sort of.
सो 8 to 11
So
आवर्स एवरी डे टुवर्ड्स दैट, और उसके बाद में आकर के कितना पढ़ पाते थे जनरली, ऑन एन एवरेज
I
इन डे?
generally used to study quant. So quant I would like जैसे सर का वीडियो देख लिया 1.5 x पे, तो ऐसे करके on a good day 1.5-2 hours, and then weekend पे obviously you can do 3 or 4 hours. But sometimes it happens कि यार कुछ भी नहीं कर पाते, ऑफिस का ही काम कर रहे हैं घर आके. So that also happens, but don't let it happen for more than 2 or 3 days. वो गैप नहीं होना चाहिए.
और ऑफिस से कुछ ऐसा हुआ कि छुट्टियां वुट्टियां लेकर के प्रिपेयर करने का कोशिश किया हो, सोचा हो, जरूरत पड़ी हो?
प्रिपेयर cat से पहले I took like 2 days off because I didn't want to take that many days off.
हम्म।
Or for interviews obviously you have to, and luckily my all of my interviews were in a week, so I just took the week off.
ओके।
Mhm.
ऑल दीज इंटरव्यूज ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ जस्ट 1 वीक, मैन।
Bangalore was after a gap of 1 week, so बस 2 weeks में
हम्म।
all of my interviews almost.
Fantastic, yeah. So, anything else that you would want to share with all of us who are listening to you right now that can help them stay motivated and all that? And specific section specific कुछ भी और tips दिमाग में आ रहे हो in hindsight?
I would say that keep practicing because I don't know about people, but that timer, that sectional mock, I think is a game changer because वो ना नंबर ला के रख देता है and you cannot debate with it. So just know कि वो नंबर तुम्हारा क्या है and be motivated कि next time मुझे better करना है. Don't wait for नहीं मैं ये पूरा टॉपिक खत्म करूंगा then I will give the mock. वो कभी टॉपिक पूरा खत्म नहीं होगा. Just
अच्छा।
keep giving.
ओके, सो क्वांट में भी सेक्शनल्स शुरुआत से ही देना शुरू कर दिए थे, या
क्वांट में
क्वांट में थोड़ा
सेक्शन
पढ़ने के बाद
नहीं,
दिया?
क्वांट में तो पढ़ के ही लाइक जो
हम्म।
डीपीपीज होते थे 30
हाँ हाँ।
क्वेश्चंस दैट आई गिव अनटाइम्ड. सो
ओके।
क्वांट आई नेवर पुश्ड माई सेल्फ कि क्वांट जल्दी करना है. आई फोकस्ड ऑन
हम्म।
एक्यूरेसी कि
हाँ, क्योंकि आई थिंक वीएआरसी डीआईएलआर में तो चलो वो एग्जिस्टिंग स्किल सेट के बेसिस पे दे भी सकते हैं।
यस.
क्वांट में शायद बहुत जल्दी देना थोड़ा फ्यूटाइल रहे।
हम्म.
बट हाँ, उसमें सेक्शनल टेस्ट की अलग इंपॉर्टेंस है, क्योंकि क्वेश्चन के टाइप्स बहुत है। मॉक
हम्म.
में शायद सब कवर ना हो, मल्टीपल सेक्शन टेस्ट कवर कर लें, दे कैन हेल्प। हाँ यार सूरज, मतलब तू क्या करेगा ये जान के, मतलब उसने सोचा भी नहीं होगा ये शायद शायद ये, पर चल तेरे कहने में पूछ लेता हूँ मैं, अगर एडमिशन नहीं होता तो क्या करते? वैसे बता चुका है ये पहले आंसर, बट फिर भी।
I would continue with the job, and I had actually planned कि इस बार I will start early. I will start early LRDI में पूरा practice करके जाऊंगा, but
हाँ,
thankfully
जरूरत नहीं पड़ी तो बहुत अच्छा रहा है, बट चलो, इट वाज एब्सोल्युटली लवली टॉकिंग टू यू मानस, सिंस यू एंड आई स्टे अराउंड, वी मीट यू सून होपफुली। और चिल करो, जिसके लिए अब तुम दिल्ली वापस आ गए हो, क्या आना
no,
है अभी?
Saturday.
ओके, तो वापस आकर के करो, चिल करो, घूमो फिरो, फिर कॉलेज जाओ, और कॉलेज के बाद भी कोशिश करना कि हमारे जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं, तुम्हारे जो जूनियर्स हैं फिजिक्स वाला में, उनको भी एटलीस्ट गाइड करते रहना। इट वाज एब्सोल्युटली लवली टॉकिंग टू यू, थैंक्स अ लॉट फॉर ज्वाइनिंग अस। और
Thank you.
इसके बाद हो सकता है कुछ और स्पेसिफिक चीज़ों पे हम और डिस्कस और डिटेल्ड बात फिर करें, खासतौर पे तुम्हारे कॉलेज जाने के बाद। All right then, take
Sure,
care,
sure.
have a nice day, nice evening, and thank you all of you for joining us. Take care, bye bye.
Thank you,
और
sir.
जितनी भी चीजें मानस ने बोली है बस उनको करते रहना है। देखो, प्रैक्टिस बहुत बड़ी चीज है, रेगुलरिटी बहुत बड़ी चीज है, रियलिटी को फेस करते रहना है, उसको एस्केप नहीं करना है। ये करते रहेंगे तो जिंदगी में कुछ ना कुछ अच्छा जरूर होगा। राइट, सो टेक केयर।